Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about my 6-week postpartum update, which I was so excited for, but not in the way you'd think. But to ask my doctor about why all my little lady bits down there feel like they're falling out. So he actually assured me that with any baby, he said they do a little bit of rearranging down there. But specifically, I had a little bit of a larger baby. He was 9 pounds 7 ounces at birth. So it was funny. He said that I gave birth to a small, freight train or something like that. So yeah, I had a big boy. But yeah, so now I just wanted to get some Starbucks. This is my order. I'll tell you guys, it's literally the only thing that I will get from Starbucks except for hot chocolate during Christmas time. That's my only other thing really. Maybe the strawberry acai drink with lemonade, but really not at all. So I typically they didn't have oat milk today, so I had to get coconut milk, but typically I get a venti iced latte with sweet cream cold foam and caramel drizzle and oat milk. So it's definitely a treat. Definitely not something that I get all the time because it is so sweet and fattening for me, but whatever. So I guess I'll just get right into it. Today my doctor he said the main 2 reasons for going to the 6-week checkup is to scan for postpartum depression and to figure out birth control. So I thought he would check me to make sure everything's all good up there, but apparently not. So that was a bonus today. They took my weight and my blood pressure. So I did get down to my postpartum weight and even 6 pounds less. However, that's not a healthy thing because I don't know if you've seen in previous videos that I was having some bowel issues that was causing me not to keep in any food or nutrients or water, and I was just shedding everything, which was not good. It was not healthy. So I'm not really proud or happy to be down, but I don't know. I mean, we just get healthy from here, I guess. So yeah, so I am down 6 pounds. But I'm not, I wasn't where I wanted to be when I got pregnant, if that makes sense. So I did lose the weight that I gained with the baby, but I'm still heavier than I want to be, if that makes sense. My husband and I have, and my son actually have a really unhealthy addiction to eating ice. It's not good, but it's so good. So anyways, they took my blood pressure, which it was good. I didn't have to give a urine sample today. Typically, with all the pregnancy ones, they screen for your protein in your urine, and they didn't do that for me today. I don't know why they would, but they didn't do it for me anyways. And then they did the depression screening, which is literally just a piece of paper with 10 or so questions on it, and then you mark down which ones you are, and then you basically add up the ones that you mark down, you add up those numbers that are there and then get this overall number and write it down, and then your doctor comes in and will say, okay, you're a whatever, your postpartum depression, you don't have it, or you're borderline. So my doctor did say that I am borderline, but he's not worried about me currently, so that was good. Obviously, if it gets any worse or whatever, then I'll give him a call and then he'll be able to help me out in whatever way. I did ask about the pelvic floor therapy, and he said to basically he didn't have a recommendation. So he said basically just for me to Google it and then send it over to him, and then he'll write a referral for me. I guess I'll be doing that because I'm really interested in getting everything situated after 2 kids. So that'll be good. But I will talk a little bit about how I'm doing mentally and physically. I mean, you guys know how I'm doing physically, just with my uterus heavy and hurts. So that's how I'm doing physically. I'm tired. Carter does have some better nights than others, and he's just a baby doing baby things. So we'll definitely get through that eventually. And then mentally, the postpartum screening kind of like is a good description, like borderline, like don't have postpartum depression according to that whatever paper, and I don't like not have it. It's just like borderline. So I think that's like a good thing. The doctor did say, oh, do you have like more good days than bad days? And I was like, yeah. So I think that's just like the biggest thing, like postpartum, especially with all the hormones and everything, and especially breastfeeding and those like hormones, you're gonna have bad days. But as long as I have like more good days than bad days, then that's like what he cares about the most. That's good, but it's also like sucks that I have to have bad days, I don't know. I think I kind of process things a little bit differently, where maybe you're like me, so comment down below if you are, because yikes, we gotta work on it, team. But I typically will like bottle things up and just like go and like clean everything and cook and deal with the babies and deal with Brandon and Luca and like finances and whatever, and like it'll just keep like beating me down. So all of that like beating down just like explodes eventually, and then it's just like the world's coming to an end and like everything in my life stinks and like whatever. So it's this whole like big thing. I had one of those last night. Yeah, but it's like hard to talk to people about it just because like nobody can really do anything about it, like it has to be like me like doing that work. Like yeah, I can communicate to people and say like, hey, this is what I'm dealing with, and they can really just listen, and like I guess that's helpful, but they can't help in any way like they might want to, which is like, that's another thing I struggle with, because it's like, do I even want to tell anybody, because they're not even going to be able to help. So like, is it worth like me talking about it and potentially just like bawling my eyes out to them for them to be like, oh, okay, like I'm sorry. I mean, they don't say that, but they're a little bit more helpful than that. But like either way, like, is it worth it for that whole like episode to happen when I can just like not talk about it and try to get through it? Wrong. Don't do what I do. That's the answer. So yeah, I'm still learning that for sure, especially like being 1,700 miles away from any kind of family and friends and like our church home that we like used to have in Michigan and stuff. We are really far away from them, so I don't have like a, hey, come over and like let's whatever. We are still finding our groove in Texas, which is taking a while, but it's like COVID, like not really. So a lot, like some people down here are still COVID cautious, and then other people aren't. So I don't know. Plus we have a toddler and a newborn, so like that makes it difficult too. So I'm technically 6 weeks and like 4 days, like 6.5 weeks or so. So my milk is definitely trying to regulate, and Carter is starting to sleep for longer stretches at night, so it's like engorgement and it's like not comfy. So I guess I can tell you guys a few, like, I'm really passionate about breastfeeding, so I guess I can tell you guys a few of the tips and tricks that I do for breastfeeding to make it a little bit easier and to not get it in over my head. So I will say a little bit about my first pregnancy and first postpartum with Caden. I fell under the trap of, oh, pump, so that way daddy can feed and bond with the baby, or oh, pump this and pump that because like you want to go out for a date night. Okay, let me back up. Yeah, but not like within the first 6 weeks, because your milk is still regulating. So if you're pumping more than the baby needs, like often, like you're gonna create an oversupply for yourself, and it's gonna hurt eventually when the baby is not eating that, and like you're gonna have to get into this routine of pumping to make it not hurt anymore. So that's exactly the situation that I had with Caden when he was a newborn. So this time around, I am not pumping. I'll use the Haka when I need, like, if I'm feeling like slightly engorged and like need to just like take the edge off for myself. So I'll pump a little tiny bit, like I won't empty my whole boob at all. Like it's just like a little bit, just so I'm feeling a little bit better and a little bit like squishier. So the Haka, I highly suggest this. I got this on Amazon, but it's wonderful. And then I just carry around a milk bag with me. And then just like, I brought this to my appointment in case I needed to do that. So with that being said, I have pumped like a little bit, especially like colostrum. So I do have a freezer stash, but it's nothing that'll last more than like 2 days if I had to stop breastfeeding. So I just have like a little like doctor stash, or like need to go get coffee by myself and have like a mommy reset. Like it's enough milk for that, but it's not enough to sustain anything. But I also am a stay-at-home mom, so that makes things a little bit easier for me. So I can control, and Carter can control, how much milk I'm making and how much milk he's drinking just constantly. So that's it with breastfeeding. I am a little bit engorged. These suckers, there's like strawberry juice on it currently. This is a like large nursing pad. It's a reusable bamboo cotton kind of something. I got these originally with Caden. I got the smaller ones and I would soak through those like the second I got them. But then I got these, and these are definitely a lot more absorbent. I mean, they're bigger, so they of course are more absorbent anyways, but they are a little bit thicker than the other ones. I will link them down below. I just got them on Amazon a couple years ago. I also am using cloth diaper inserts in my bra because that's how much milk I have like letting down when I hear a baby cry. Think about a baby. Talk to a baby, just like babies anything. It's just like sprays and like won't stop. I still am in the point where Carter's kind of like drowning himself, like trying really, really, really hard to keep up with my letdown, but it is just so forceful, even if I lay on my side, compared to like feeding him like up and down wise, where the gravity's just pulling the milk even faster and he's just trying his hardest. But yeah, so I'm excited for my milk to regulate soon and to not be pumping, so that way I can just put Carter on the boob and it'll be just fine. It'll be good. Brandon and I do not use birth control. We'll use either condoms, like when I'm on my fertile days, and then we also use this thing called the Daisy, Daysy. I think it was like $300, and I think that it might be like an insurance thing now, or like partially covered by insurance. Not really sure. Look into it, or things like that. We used that before Caden was born. It's just a thermometer, but it will link, it will link up to your phone, and then basically input all the data, and you'll be able to see, like on the actual thermometer too, if you're green means go, red means no, and yellow means I'm still like trying to figure you out. So it will link up to your phone, and you'll be able to get more of the data and like the actual temperature and just input things, and like when you're starting your period and stuff. So we are going to be using that. I have to find it, and I have no idea where it's at, but we are going to be using that for contraception. We just don't feel comfortable putting the hormones or non-hormones, whatever, in my body. We would prefer to go more natural, and yeah, it's been working for us so far. Now that I am 6 weeks postpartum and cleared for everything, I do want to start trying to walk more and start exercising more and stuff. It is a little bit more difficult with my situation down below, but I think I might just start like YouTube workouts or something and just do some like easy, like low intensity, things like that, until I get into a pelvic floor therapist and they can kind of like tell me like, okay, you can do this, you can do that, this is going to be helpful, this is going to cause you more pain or whatever. I think I'm going to do that and try to get into better shape. So I might be vlogging that for you guys to see. I guess I will do a tiny little baby update with Carter. He is 6.5 weeks now. He is massive, like not even joking. Caden and Carter were on the couch together. Like Carter was laying on the couch and Caden was sitting up, and not even joking, Carter's abdomen is the same size around as Caden's stomach is. Yeah, it's like, I'm like kind of shocked. Like Caden was an 8-pound baby, and I was like, oh, okay, you're like average, kind of big, kind of average, whatever, totally fine. And then now Carter comes along, and I'm like, this is a big difference compared to what I'm used to, I guess. So yeah, so Carter is doing really well. He's eating and sleeping and pooping and crying all the time. I think he's out of his leap now. This is the Wonder Weeks app. He's out of his leap as of like yesterday, last night or so. So that totally makes sense. I don't know if the Wonder Weeks is accurate, like scientifically, but it's freaking accurate for us because he was a special boy during the time that Brandon was gone. Like it shows like the days that he's like a thunderstorm, like a lightning, which are the worst, and it's literally so accurate. Now he's in his happy phase, which is lining up as of like yesterday, last night, and today. I mean, I guess that's good. I just wish Brandon was home during that crazy time. He does have a belly button hernia, so it's literally like the size of his belly button and it just sticks out. So it's like it looks like an inverted belly button. It's like a belly button that's just like the opposite way, like it's poking out. He does have his 2-month appointment on October 6th, so we are going to be going to that, and I will obviously be talking to his pediatrician about it because he didn't have it at the last appointment because his umbilical cord was still stuck. So we're going to talk to them about that. I don't notice any like screaming or like pain that he's like dealing with. He's just doing like normal cries. I did talk to Brandon about it and ask for his opinion on it, like if he noticed that he's like crying or in pain more than normal or whatever. I am saying this because my brother-in-law and sister-in-law's baby boy had it was some kind of hernia in his stomach. It wasn't a belly button hernia, but it was a hernia like in his stomach, and he actually, like the doctors were saying, oh no, like the baby's fine, like he's just crying or purple crying or whatever. But my sister-in-law was like, no, like this isn't right, and she like pushed through like 2 different doctors, and eventually one of them agreed to have a surgery for him. So he has apparently like 3 like incision spots, but they're not even noticeable. And apparently like the day after his surgery, when he was supposed to be like healing and like the fussiest because of like the hurting, and the pain, he was like the happiest baby ever. So if that's happening to you and your doctor's like writing you off about it or saying, oh no, it'll heal and whatever, don't deal with that like painful crying and like push to get your kiddo like checked out. Fortunately, I don't think that it's that way for Carter, but we are going to talk to his pediatrician about it and see what she has to say. Google says that if it doesn't go away by like the age of 4 or 5, then it would be a surgery, but I think it'll just go away or like close up or heal up or whatever. I'll keep you updated on that. I will do a 2-month update for Carter when we go to that appointment. So we currently are bed sharing. That is our opinion. Whatever, do your own thing with your own babies. Highly suggest it. Highly suggest doing your own thing with your own babies. Not bed sharing. Not medical advice. Disclaimer. There you go. Anyways, so Carter has been doing really well with bed sharing. if you guys are interested in hearing our story about Caden and his, our crib sleeping and like bassinet sleeping and bed sharing experience with Caden, you guys can comment down below, or I'll probably just film a video anyways and kind of just tell you what we did differently between Caden and Carter, because we figured it out and we're a lot less sleep deprived and a lot more safe than we were with Caden. So yes, we are bed sharing with Carter currently, and now he's getting to the point where he's not eating as much during the night, and he's like sleeping longer stretches. So we are going to be transferring him to his pack and play right next to my bed, and then eventually he'll probably go into our walk-in closet and just chill there for a bit, and then when he's like sleeping through the night, then he will go into the same room as Caden. So we're really looking forward to that. But it's going to be a while, so we'll take you along on our journey and our taking care of babies journey with that. But as of right now, he's 6 weeks, 6.5 weeks, and we are just chilling. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. And if you are looking for more content like this, please give me a like and subscribe and comment on this video. And I will see you guys next time.